familiar with me, I started teaching English in 1994 in South Korea, and then somehow I made my way to Finland, where I stayed for 11 years. And in 2006, I started teaching online. And 2009, I returned to the States because I realized I can live anywhere in the world as long as I have internet connection, and I can still teach. So, that's just a little bit about me. For those of you who have been in my classes before, maybe you've heard about my little dog that I'm very proud of. He's from Hungary, and I love to one of my favorite topics to discuss is cultural differences. And I love to talk in your country. How is it? Is it the same in your country? Just about little tiny issues. And so I've learned a lot about different countries through this work. It's been really fun. And I've been teaching English here on Verbling since September. So anyway, let's go. This is the third class I've taught today, and we are working on phrasal verbs. For those of you who were in some of the other classes, it is going to be basically the same, just new phrasal verbs. Some of them will be repeated, but not all of them. So we have Simon and Alice here, and several of you are familiar with Simon and Alice. For some reason, where I get this material from, Lingua House, they must like Simon and Alice. So, Alabek, could you read Simon? And Anna, could you read Alice?
Okay.
Yes, Alice, you look fantastic. Have you been exercising at the gym?
No, actually, I've started doing yoga.
Really? Really? I was interested in yoga last year, but then I stopped.
Really? Why did you stop doing it?
Well, to be honest, I was too lazy to continue doing it.
Well, you can do it at home, you know. You don't have to go to classes.
Yeah, you're probably right, but nowadays I've got too much work. I don't know if I'd have the time. Anyway, how are you progressing with it?
Oh, it's great. I feel much more flexible now, and it really helps me eliminate stress.
So, sounds good. I should start doing it again.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, and one thing I want to go over real quick. With this word, stopped, with the past tense ed, because you have a P right here, we would actually pronounce this like a T. So it would be stopped, stopped. And also, Ibec, honest here with this H, we actually don't pronounce the H here. We'd say honest, honest. So,
Okay.
and we have somebody else that just got here. Dario, hello. Where are you from? Welcome.
Hello, teacher. I'm from Italy.
Italy, welcome. All right.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. So let me introduce you to everybody. My name is Holly, and I'm from Idaho in the U.S., where it is 2 a.m. or 2:10 a.m. And then we have Ibek from Kazakhstan, Anna from Spain, and then Alim from Morocco, and Ilkin from Azerbaijan, and Joshua from the Philippines, but he's in Australia, where it is now 7:10 p.m. So, and then Josue from Mexico, and then Monica from Italy, and Natasha from Belarus. So we're a very, very international group right now. So this is awesome. All right, so welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and, somebody have a question? Okay, so let's go ahead and read conversation B. So, Natasha, would you read Simon on conversation B? And Monica, would you read Alice?
Okay. Alice, you look fantastic. Have you been working out?
No, actually, I've taken up yoga.
Really? I was into yoga last year, but then I stopped.
Really? Why did you give it up?
Well, to be honest, I was too lazy to carry on.
Well, you can do it at home, you know. You don't have to go to classes.
Yeah, you're probably right, but nowadays I've got too much work. I don't know if I'd have the time. Anyway, how are you getting on with it?
Oh, it's great. I feel much more flexible now, and it really helps me get rid of stress.
Sounds good. I should get back into it.
All right, thank you. All right, so we have working to work out means to exercise at the gym. To take up something means to start doing. If something was into, if you are into something, then you are interested in something. If you give something up, you stop doing it. If you carry on, you continue doing it. And see, how are you getting on with it? How are you progressing? For those of you who have been in my classes the last 2 days where I've been going over phrasal verbs, you will notice that get on has a lot of different meanings. Now we've got get rid of means to eliminate, and then get back into means to start doing it again. Okay. Are any questions about these phrasal verbs at all? All right, silence means Holly, we're fine. Let's go on. Okay, so which conversation sounds more formal? So, Dario, what do you think? Which conversation A or conversation B? Which sounds more formal in your opinion?
I think the hey conversation is informal.
Yeah.
The conversation B
Okay.
is more formal, maybe.
Okay. Actually, it's the other way around. Conversation A is actually the more formal one.
Uh-huh.
And it's more formal, where conversation B is actually the more informal one,
Okay.
because conversation B has these phrasal verbs,
Taken up.
but yeah, like taken up, into, give it up. Okay, Josue,
Yes.
what do you? Which sounds more? Which role?
I think it could be the letter B. It's a little bit more natural.
Okay, especially for native speakers, if you are used to hearing native speakers speak, we will probably use these phrasal verbs more than we will use these vocabulary words, and that's why we say that this is more formal. Very rarely would you talk about exercising at the gym. You will talk about working out at home, or you will talk about working out at the gym, but not exercising. Sometimes you will, but working out is more common. So, and most of these phrasal verbs are much more common than their partners here. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. Let's go on. What we're going to do is we're going to complete these questions, and then we are going to ask and answer these questions. Okay, so yeah, Halim, could you do number 1? And I've got the phrasal verbs written right here, right above the practice. So which phrasal verb do you think it is?
Have you taken up a new hobby recently?
Yes, and we changed this into kind of the past tense. Have you taken up a new
Yeah,
hobby
taken up.
recently? Yeah. All right. So how about you, Halim? Have you taken up a new hobby recently?
Yes, I have taken up swimming habit recently.
Okay. Taken up swimming. Awesome. Okay. And Joshua, can you speak? Joshua, have you taken up a new hobby recently?
I think I have gone jogging in the mornings,
Okay.
which is something I didn't used to do in the past. So.
Okay. So Josue. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So you have taken up jogging, which you've never done in the past. Okay. And Joshua, how about you? I think he's having internet problems. So Ilkin, how about you? Have you taken up a new hobby recently?
Not, but I have taken up some hobbies in past, not recently. For
Not
example,
nothing.
to play football, or another thing. How can I say? Play football, to practice English. Okay.
Yeah. So language studies.
Sometimes I bike.
Biking. All right. Excellent. Thank you. All right. And Dario, how about you? Have you taken up a new hobby recently?
Recently, I've taken up jogging too, running.
Okay, so you've gone from jogging to running, or you've taken up jogging?
Is it the same? Running?
Actually, no.
No?
Jogging is basically a slow run. So if you've taken up, basically the people that run that do the 5Ks, 5Ks or more, they're running. And people who just they run every day, but they don't actually they run slow. For example, they'll do a 20-minute mile or a 25-minute mile. That's jogging. So they might even stop and walk a little bit.
Oh, okay. I've taken up to running.
I've taken up running. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's a small difference, a very small difference.
Okay.
And some people, for example, since you're running, what you probably do, your first part of your run, you jog, then you run, then you jog. That's kind of the difference. So.
Okay.
Excellent. Joshua, is your headset working now? No, we still can't hear you. Keep working on it. So, all right. And Monica, how about you? Have you taken up a new hobby recently?
Well, maybe learning English is my new hobby, so I've taken up learning language.
Okay, so language learning, awesome. All right, and Anna, how about you? Have you taken up a new hobby recently?
Yes, I agree with my classmate. I could say I am into English. Other things, for example, is I like to be in contact with family through Facebook. Because I can see them more frequent. I like contact in this in social network. I also like to play Candy Crush Saga in Facebook
Me too.
because I I feel relaxed.
So what level are you on now, Anna?
Oh, I play several plays, but in all of them, I am in 200 level, more or less.
Okay, all right, excellent, excellent. So, yeah, because I'm addicted to Candy Crush Saga and Candy Crush Soda Saga. So, all right, and
Uh, Sorry, Candy Crush Soda likes me more than Candy Crush Saga
me
because
too.
the other one is more difficult, maybe.
Possibly, yeah, they're just slightly different. So, but I prefer the soda one better as well. So,
Yes.
awesome. We know we have something to talk about. So, what level are you on now? So, Natasha,
Yes.
have you taken up a new hobby recently?
Yes, I taken up doing yoga, and I
Huh?
started to do it maybe 1 month ago.
Oh, cool. Cool. So you kind of understood the the dialogue a lot better too. So excellent. I bet. How about you? Have you taken up a new hobby recently?
I think I have taken up learning of English in Verbling, and
Okay, so verbling is that new hobby. So
yeah, right now, yeah.
yeah, and it's I think for a lot of people it really is depending on how many hours you do it, so definitely can be a new hobby. Awesome. All right, now number two. So I've already forgotten who did number one.
Alim, it's me.
Okay, you did, Alim. Okay, excellent. So Josh, could you do number two if you can speak? No, we can't hear you yet. I'm sorry. Ugh. So, all right. So, Dario, could you do number two?
Okay. Have you recently were into a hobby activity or activity?
No. So,
No?
one of these phrasal verbs right here. Have you recently, and it meaning stop the it would be stopped doing.
I think to be into. No?
No, to be
No.
into means if you're into something, you're really like, for example, what Anna was just saying. Her and I are both into Candy Crush Saga. So if you're into something, you're really interested.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So and that would be it's not in here, but to stopped doing is something else.
Um,
Anyone want to help?
Workout.
Uh-huh. Anybody want to help him?
I
Yes.
think, have you recently given up a hobby or activity?
Yeah, so given up.
Given up.
So given up. So that means if you give up, it means you have stopped doing something or you quit. All right. So Dario, have you recently given up a hobby or activity at all?
Recently given up. No, because I play soccer in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
year and running. I I've take up running. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
no, but given up, no.
Okay. So
The
you've
gym, the gym, given up. Okay.
wait, okay. So you've given up the gym
Yes.
because you've started running. Okay. All right. And excellent. And Josue, how about I mean, Josue, how about you? Have you recently given up a hobby or activity?
Um, I think I used to draw, but because of my lack of time, sorry, I had
Mm-hmm.
to leave it behind. So now I'm
Uh-huh.
not drawing anymore.
Uh-huh. All right. And Ibec, how about you? Have you recently given up a hobby or activity?
I think I have recently given up my activity in sport in gym because
Mm-hmm.
of my abonnement finished uh, expired, and right now I am waiting good weather to jogging outside.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you'll start working out outside. Okay. And Natasha, how about you? Have you recently given up a hobby or activity?
No, no, I suppose that no, I'm only started doing something new.
Okay, so you've only taken up some activities but
Yes,
not
yes,
given up
I'm
any.
only taken up, yes.
Okay, excellent. And Monica, how about you? Have you recently given up a hobby or activity?
Yes, maybe I give up going to dance. I used to dance Latin American dance, but
Oh,
recently I go less often.
uh-huh. Okay. All right. And Anna, how about you? Have you recently given up a hobby or activity?
Yes, the most recently has been working driving. Apart from other things, as I told you before, a long time ago, such as smoke, drink, do
Mm-hmm.
exercise. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Smoking, drinking. So you just recently stopped working, so are you retired now?
I am waiting my retirement.
Okay.
Yes, the other day I passed for the tribunal that has to have to send me the resolution.
Okay, so you're waiting on the paperwork and the
Yes.
bureaucracy to go through for you to retire. Well, congratulations, though. So
Let's see, let's see.
yeah, okay. So Ilkin, how about you? Have you recently given up a hobby or activity?
Uh, Nothing.
Yeah, okay. So you haven't given anything up. Okay, Joshua, do you have your microphone working yet? I hear something. It still doesn't seem to be working yet. So all right. And Halim, have you answered this question yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Have you recently given up a hobby or activity?
I've given up jogging
Uh-huh.
since I took up swimming.
Okay. So you stopped jogging and you took up swimming, or you
Yes.
gave up jogging and you took up swimming. Okay, excellent. So it's interesting how there's a lot of the same things but different people. So but I like I stopped working. I wonder how many people want to stop working too. So or give up. I'm sorry, give up working. So all right. So let's answer this question. Ilkin, can you do number 3?
Do you, let's see. Do you ever, okay, wake out,
Yeah.
work out?
Work
Do you
out? Yes.
work
Work out.
out?
Exactly. Do you ever work out? Work out. Perfect. And since a lot of you guys have already talked about swimming, jogging, all this, I'm going to skip this question because I think everybody works out somehow. So let's go to number 4. And excuse me, excuse me, Ibeck, can you do this one? Number 4.
Have you recently have you recently get back into something that you stopped doing a long time ago?
Yeah. So what we're going to have to do is we'll say got back. You recently got back into.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So how about you, Ibeck? Have you recently got back into something that you stopped doing a long time ago?
Yes, I think I could say about this learning of English. I
Mm-hmm.
have stopped for a long time, and nearly 2 weeks ago, I have got back into learning and
Mm-hmm.
through verbling.
Okay. All right. And I think it's interesting because this is very common that people do that. They stop for a little bit and then they go back into it. They stop and they go back. So
Yeah.
yeah. And Natasha, how about you? Have you recently got back into something that you stopped doing a long time ago?
Yes, yes, yes. I really recently got back into learning English
Okay.
because because a lot of time didn't do it.
Okay, for a long time. It's the same as IBEC. Okay, awesome. And welcome both of you guys to Verbling. It's nice to have you
Thank
here.
you.
So, and Ibeck was as funny is when he started taking my classes, I was calling him it was Ollie Beck because there's
Yeah.
another person from his country who also doesn't have a picture that is Alibeck. So
I
it took
remember.
me, yeah, you might meet him one day. Who knows? It took it because the one day I realized I was pronouncing your name wrong, and then the next day I saw him. I went, oh, so there's 2 of them. so um, awesome. Now, Anna, how about you? Have you recently got back into something that you stopped doing a long time ago?
Yes, yes, on Berlin because I was on Berlin at first when Berlin began.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. Then I go back into it last year. Last year. Although I stopped doing it for 2 months, more or less it was a month ago I returned again.
Okay, so yeah, it is. I think language learning is a really common thing, and so Monica, how about you? Have you recently got back into something that you stopped doing a long time ago?
Well, I'm going back into cycling, biking, because I usually give up during the winter. It's too
Huh?
cold, and I'm starting again now
Huh?
that it's spring.
Yeah, spring has
Yeah,
finally come too for
yeah.
a lot of us. So, Alim, how about you? Have you recently stopped? Have you recently got back into something that you stopped doing a long time ago?
Yes, I have recently got back into learning English
Uh
because I
huh.
have stopped this more than 10 years.
Mhm. Okay. And remember that with this word stopped, the E is silent, so you don't pronounce the E at all. Okay.
Stopped.
So and then also the E, this part, this thing actually pronounced like a T. So we'd actually pronounce it really like this. Stopped.
Stopped, yes.
Yeah, so
Thank
anytime there's a P or a K and then a few other words like SH and Z, then you would actually pronounce it like a T. So, all right, very good. And Josue, how about you? Have you recently got back into something that you stopped doing a long time ago?
I think I have gotten back into cooking because yes, I used to be a really bad cook.
Uh-huh.
And now I am trying to improve myself into cooking better. So I think
Awesome.
that could be the thing I just gotten back into. So
Awesome. That's great. And Ilkin, how about you? Have you recently got back into something you stopped doing a long time ago?
Doing sporting. To do
Was it
sporting.
sports?
Yes. I have left for many years to do sporting, but then I got back into sporting.
Okay. So
Into sports or to sporting?
Are you saying sporting like this?
Physical activity.
Yeah, sports. We would say sports.
Sports.
So
General.
or exercise, working out.
Okay.
So exercise might be also. And for me, it's interesting that many of you guys said that you got back into language learning. I never really left language learning, but I was more on the administrative side for many years, and I only taught English for maybe a couple months here and there, maybe an hour a week from about 2011 until I started teaching it verbally. So I recently got back into teaching more instead of just supervising teachers, which is what I was doing. So many of you started learning English again, and I started teaching it more, and so that's interesting. It's just kind of opposite here. Excuse me. All right, number 5. Let's see. Anna, can you do number 5?
Okay. What do you do to get rid of stress?
Get rid of stress. Okay, so this is an interesting one. So let's start with Ilkin. So what do you do to get rid of stress?
The most important for me is studying English, of course.
Really?
Yes.
So studying English helps you get rid of stress?
Yes, because as you know, I always stay at home, and it's the only way I can feel relaxed. Although I have a headache or stomach ache, I never stop studying English because it's the only way I don't think about other things. I feel better.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear.
It's incredible, but it's true.
That's great, because sometimes I think that the English classes stress people out. So that's great to hear that it helps you get rid of stress. So that's awesome.
Yes.
That's great.
Because, for example, I can't take any pill when I have a headache or stomach ache. But however, I am studying English, little by little, I feel better.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Ilkin, how about you? And what do you do to get rid of stress?
Sometimes I am walking in the fresh weather.
Okay.
Yes, I live in a settlement. I don't live in a building. I live a house,
Uh-huh.
a village house, and I try to go walking outside for getting rid of stress.
Awesome. That's a great way to do it as well. So, Monica, how about you? What do you do to get rid of stress?
Well, the main way for me to get rid of stress is cycling in the countryside.
Oh,
I
wow.
use to put my headphone in and listen to the music and go for a ride.
Awesome. That's good
Yeah.
too. All right. And Ibeck, how about you?
I think communication with friends and sometimes reading of books could help,
Mhm.
and additional walking also could help, and
Mhm.
probably environment of children around you could help to get rid of stress.
Okay. So you said communicating with friends. I've changed it to talking to friends. And then you said, what was the second thing you said?
Reading of book.
Reading. Okay, reading a book. Okay. Reading a book. Um, then of course exercising, and then being around kids. Perfect. I think being around children is a really good way to get rid of stress because they they help you see they help you. I'm gonna write this up here. See things in correct perspective. So we start realizing what is important. So, all right, Halim, how about you? What do you do to get rid of stress?
I usually play lute to get rid of stress.
You play what?
Lute,
Lutes?
yes.
Like this?
Musical,
Okay, so you play music. We're gonna. So is it a specific instrument?
yes,
Okay, so it's a lute. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Play music. I'm gonna just play music because we can put that in general. But a lute. Yeah. Okay. All right. Uh, and Monica. No, no. I'm sorry, Monica. I've already asked you. Um, when somebody drops out, it messes up my order real quick. So, Josue, what do you do to
I'm
get rid of stress?
I'm staying maybe only. I really suppose that doing things when people laugh really get rid of stress. And for me, reading lovely books or watching interesting for me movies with my family. And
Uh-huh.
yes, and quiet evenings. It's very fine for
Hmm.
me.
Very good. Awesome. And Natasha, how about you?
It
What do
it
you do
was
to...
I. It was I. It was
Oh,
me.
oh, it's Natasha, that was
Yes,
you. Okay.
yes,
Josue. Sorry, I can't always tell who's talking. Josue, how about you?
Yes. Um,
What do you do to get rid of stress?
I think that whenever I'm having a bad time, maybe a sad time, which is some kind of synonymous with stressful time, I think I like to go for a walk and I
Uh-huh.
just I just forget about everything and I just want to walk and walk and when I start to get better I just go back home and take a shower
Uh-huh.
or something like that.
Uh-huh. Awesome. All right. So a lot of people do. There's a lot of variety of things that we all do. And for me, this is something that somebody in the last class mentioned about a similar question. Eat chocolate. So one time I got really stressed out when I was living in Finland, and it was on a Sunday, and I can't remember at all what it was about. But I had just moved, and I did not know where the local store was. So I walked 45 minutes one way to get some chocolate, and then I walked 45 minutes back. So but so the walking was really good as well for the stress. So okay, we may or may not have time to get through all of this, but so as a group, we're going to look at the sentences below. We're going to match the phrasal verbs to their meaning without using a dictionary, and we try to discover their meaning from the context. And then we will match the phrasal verbs to the meaning. So let's look at the definitions. We end a telephone call. We give somebody something that you no longer need. Invented is easily noticeable. Left, usually for a holiday. Make a copy of your computer data. Make a mistake, do something badly. Resemble someone in the same family. Speak or behave in a way that shows you are very proud of yourself or your achievements. And stopped working. Okay, so that's what the definitions will be. So let's go ahead and read through these. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for a couple of people that have requested that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I made it too big.
Yes.
There.
Yes. And I can see well.
Yeah.
Akaiko told Ben that she won the lottery, but it wasn't true. She made it up.
Made it up. She made it up.
Made it up.
Yeah. So Anna, what does made it up mean? Let's look at the definition.
It means invented, a story, opinion, etc.
Perfect. She invented a story or an opinion. Perfect. All right. Excellent. And Monica, can you read number 2?
He was being rude, so I decided to hang up. I'm never calling him again.
Okay, so hang up. What is that?
End the telephone call.
Yes, which I think we've probably all done that in our lives. So, I'm guessing. And this is not A. Why did I do that? So maybe it's because it's almost 3 a.m. and I really should be in bed. So, Josue and both of us need to be in bed. Is it 2:40? Is it also almost 3 for you too?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, okay. So number 3. I bet. Could you read that one?
Yes, you should always back up your data in case your computer gets infected with a virus.
So with a virus is how we pronounce it. Virus. Okay. So back up. What would that be?
Make a copy.
Yes.
Make a copy of your computer data.
Perfect. And that's something I know to do it, but then you think, oh, it'll never happen to you, and of course it's happened. So, Natasha, could you do number 4?
Yes, Dawn isn't here. She went away for the weekend.
Okay.
Went away, it's go out, yes? Oh, went out, for example.
Which one would it be?
Okay, left. Left usually for a holiday.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, so went away. Now, as far as just an FYI, it's not really that important, but with this name in English, we actually pronounce it Joanne.
Joanne.
Yeah. So left would be E. Okay. All right, and Aline, can you read number 5?
Yes. Alice decided to give away her books. She didn't need them anymore.
So to give away. What would that be?
Give somebody something that you no longer need.
Perfect. All right, and Josue, could you read number 6?
The stupid printer has broken down again. I need to buy a new one.
Yeah, that's funny. The stupid printer. What's funny about that in reality, you guys? Stupid in English means unable to. You're kind of dumb, and a printer can't be stupid. So anyway, we do use it though. But so the stupid printer has broken down again. So what does broken down mean?
I think it could be the letter J, stopped working.
So it's, yeah, the letter J is stopped working. Perfect. Okay, and Ibec, could you read number 7?
I don't like giving presentations. I always mess them up.
So to mess up, what does that mean?
G, make a mistake, do something badly.
Yes. So if you make a mistake or do something badly, you mess up. Perfect. Okay, Anna, can you read number 8?
Number 8, yes. Joseph really takes after his mother. They are both very stubborn. Resemble someone in the same family.
Yes. Like, I have a twin sister, and we take after each other very much. So, Alim, could you read number 9?
Omar is from Nigeria and is nearly 2 meters tall. He really stands out in China.
Yeah.
D is easily not. How can I spell?
Yeah. Ask the question again. So how do you say this? Easily noticeable.
Noticeable. Okay, thank you.
Noticeable. Yeah, noticeable. And also, in English, we pronounce. I know this is more closer to your country, but we say Nigeria in English. So we say the Ni instead of just a different
Nigeria.
yeah, just a different pronunciation there. Okay, so number 10, Josue.
We know that you are rich and successful. There's no need to show off all the time.
Mm-hmm. And that would, of course, be?
It could be number the letter I.
Mm-hmm.
Speak or behave in a way that shows you're very proud of yourself or your achievements.
Yes. Yeah, to show off. A lot of it's funny because a lot of little children will show off sometimes. So, all right. So let's see if we can. We only have time really to practice a couple of these. So let's see if we can figure these out. So number 1, can anybody figure this one out? Have you recently blank a story?
Made up.
Made up. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Have you recently made up a story? I was taking care of my sister's kids today, ages 5, 5, and 6, and when they had a wonderful day, and as I was driving them home, they started to fight with each other, and I was like, how do I get these kids to, and what I did is I started telling them stories about when they were babies, and all of a sudden they were all quiet and listening and asking questions, and they stopped fighting, and I'm like, yes. So I didn't make up stories, but I kind of did. So number 2, would you blank if somebody was rude to you on the phone?
Hang up.
Hang up. Perfect. Would you hang up? And number 3, do you always blank your computer data? This is for anybody.
Backup.
Backup, yes.
Backup, yes. Backup. Number 4, Are you planning to blank for the weekend?
Go away.
Go away. Okay. And I'm always thinking, are you planning to rest for the weekend? But go away is better because it's a phrasal verb. So number 5, has your computer blank recently? When did this happen? Or has your car blank recently? Anybody know what this one is?
Broken down.
Broken down. Perfect. And number 6, have you ever blank a presentation or speech?
Mess up.
Messed up, yeah. The only way I've done it is by completely forgetting my words and looking at everybody going, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm supposed to say. So, number 7.
Take after.
Yes, do you take after your mother? And I do. Do you guys take after your parents?
Me too.
It's weird, you know, when you get to a certain age and you all of a sudden start hearing your mother. It's like, what? Or you hear your father, like, what? I don't sound like that. So, anyway, I hope you guys learned some new words and phrases and got a chance to practice speaking, and then also got a little bit of feedback. It's been a pleasure working with you all, and I hope to see you again in another class later. I am heading to bed, so everyone,
Good night.
I think for the first time in I will even show what I look like. So it's time for bed.
Thank you for this excellent lesson.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Everyone,
you.
have a wonderful, for those of you in Europe, have a wonderful day. Those of you in North America, sleep well. So, thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Good night.